I want to see the receipts from the drug dealer that I bought $730,000 worth of drugs from. I want to see the receipts.
And receipts you shall receive. But first, let's talk about a little bit of trifling nonsense that's going on, shall we? Apparently Bozo and Looney are back again. Once more trying to do another hate campaign, and apparently this time I'm their target. So the two seem to be working in tandem to tarnish my good name and my sterling reputation for bringing the facts, standing on the side of light and right, doing their best to cast doubt throughout the community to anyone who will listen. Well, here's the deal. I too have a platform, and although it may not be as big as some other platforms within the community, I'm talented enough and smart enough to utilize my platform in such a way that my voice will always, make no mistake, always find its intended audience. So now it seems to be this never-ending question, well, almost an inner battle with these two. Who brought the drama? Mallory's timeline couldn't possibly be true. Oh no, we brought the drama. Mallory, you have such a small channel, you couldn't bring the time of day. We brought the drama. Tucker brought the drama. You didn't bring anything. You didn't bring anything. Well, darlings, I'll tell you what I did bring today. I brought receipts. So for anyone out there listening to the Looney and the Bozo, and you're not sure who this Mallery Williams is, well, darling, pull up a seat, because I'm going to show you how I roll. Now, love me or hate me, I'm going to show you, either way, why I come with credibility while others, shall we call them deplorables, come with scattered thoughts, lies, fecal matter, in hopes that everyone is smart enough to be dumb enough to not only inhale their level of toxicity, but also be willing to pass it on. So here we go. Who opened the tube of toothpaste? Who brought all the drama? Who fed all the starving people deprived of their weekly drama throughout the month of January? Who could it have been? I just don't know. Could it have been me? I think it was. So here we go. Look at the top of the receipt. There's a storm a-brewing. Everybody remember that? Anyone at all? That was just a little, it was an appetizer. A storm a-brewing was the very first of anything to come. No one was talking about Lisa. No one was talking about nothing. I'm telling y'all, we're starving, and you know you were starving. Okay? So here we go. There's a storm a-brewing. January 15th, I uploaded that. And I let people kind of get a little whiff, get a little smell, and chit-chat about it. It wasn't that impactful. It was just a little, throwing a little stench out there in the air. Now, if you look below, January 19th, just a few days later, after I let it simmer. It's called patience. You put it out there and let it simmer. $1,000 doesn't buy loyalty. Now this one, oh, this one got some attention. This one had the impact it intended to have. Oh, it wasn't going to blow the roof off the house, but this one was surely to get people talking. Finally, there was a little meat on a bone and everybody wanted it. Now, for all you desperate little people out there to discredit my word and say, well, Tucker has the bigger channel, and this actually was talked about on Tucker's. Mallery, I do believe this was talked on Tucker's. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So you didn't bring anything. Oh, well, how convenient. How convenient. Yes, I have a receipt for that too. January 19th, just shortly after my live went, Tucker went live. Now let me refresh your memories, and here it is, people. Right there, you can see it. Tucker's. You know what Tucker did? This was epic. This was all just moving on down throughout the community, honey, like a brush fire. Thank you, Tucker. I love you. And I still appreciate what you did for me that day, because Tucker pumped the hell out of my video that day. He encouraged everyone and anyone to watch it because his words were, Mallery nailed it. Love her or hate her, she nailed this. She nailed this. And I kind of did. So he played roughly the first 15 to 20 minutes of my live stream, which then produced an entire follow-up conversation on his panel, which then spread to other panels and beyond. Okay? So there's your receipt. That's how I roll. Now, let's cut to January 20th. Tucker was kind enough not only to have Lisa on, but also had me on panel, so that we could sit there and state our positions. Now, in all fairness, I was summoned there by Lisa, invited by Tucker, but Lisa had my direct line. I was an invited guest there. I really went on to support Lisa. At that moment, I had pretty much said all that I needed to say anyway, but nonetheless, Tucker was good enough to have the two of us on his panel that night, which propelled further conversation, further interest in the story. Yes, an inferno was on its way. Absolutely. So there's your receipt there. January 20th, darlings. Okay, so after a few days or so of stimulating and percolating, people were talking. People were grumbling. People were starting to tribe up. Everyone was trying to find their tribe. New people trying to find a place, figure out what's going on. People doing back work, research, just trying to find anything. Well, here we are. January 26th. A rather great night, actually. Because here we are. We have Rory and Dave on one stream, Lisa and Boris on the other. Same night, practically side by side, okay? Both the girls doing what needs to be done. Circulating, making the rounds, giving the people what they want, trying our best to get as much exposure to this topic as we possibly could get. So far, all is in line. All is in line here. Okay, people, pay attention. This is going to be a multifaceted receipt, but here we go. Pay attention to the top. This was the epic night. This was the deal. This is when we laid all the cards out on the table. Lori, Lisa, and I came together. This is where I exposed the playbook, so to speak, at the end, toward the middle of it all, and really just try to clear things up because by this time I was getting heat, which was going to be expected, because I knew there were going to be some fragile, butthurt egos out there. So this was my opportunity to let people know that I didn't just drift into this. I was commissioned to be here and to take part in this and ... It's nothing to do with patting myself on the back. This is fact. It's just facts. And I think there's a big difference between releasing facts to people and patting yourself on the back. Darling, I don't need to pat myself on the back. I kind of already know I'm the shit. And you should too, for that matter. But here we are. Pay attention to the top. January 24th we're up to now. The night of the epic hangout with Rory, Mallery, and Lisa. It was actually a two-parter. Now it says original date aired on the 23rd. Because what I did is I held that back after the live view and I chopped it into segments. And I did that so I could release it over the next day or two, which this one was released the very next day on the 24th, because I streamed very late at night and we wanted to make sure that enough people were able to see this and the context didn't get lost and everything, because it was like a 7-hour stream. So when you say it was epic, it was epic. So I was able to carve out anything that pertained to Cat, Lisa, and the loan. Now if we look to the lower half of this receipt, And here's where it takes a turn. This is where things start to go sideways, and now the attention is being diverted. It's being diverted to me, actually. And the one doing that diverting, or his best, is Bozo over there. You all may know him as Boris. As you can see, there's 3 uploads. 2 of them were done on January 27th, and then the other today, January 28th. So that's 3 videos aimed at me. Neither is any more kinder than the previous, and we'll just leave it at that. It was quite obvious he was not happy with our epic stream, the stream with Lisa, Rory, and myself. Even though both Rory and Lisa admitted on my stream that yes, they both commissioned me to take the lead on this one as far as getting it out into the communities. While he and his cohort in crime, Looney over there, decided to take that out on me, as if I did something wrong. And as if by magic, all the chatter about Kat owing $15,000 to Lisa suddenly took a back seat, and the campaign of bruised egos suddenly was in full effect to spread misinformation, downright lies, mistruths, things that just were not happening, trying to scatter a timeline, doing their best to confuse the people on what came first, the chicken or the egg, all of that good stuff. But luckily for you all, I'm really good. I'm really good at what I do, in many ways, particularly backing up what I say. It is a rare day that I ever feel I, of all people, have to produce receipts, because typically my word is my receipt. But not for the fact that I know that I've got so many new people following me now. I've got a lot more subscribers. It does seem that anytime there's drama in the air, my subscribership shoots through the roof. So thank you all. Side note to everyone that subscribed, and I look forward to having a really good time with you. But for you all, I feel compelled to show some receipts today. So here they are. Irrefutable for anyone that believes in facts, believes in their own eyes, their own ears, and truth. Now, although I am genuinely sorry that some people were offended by my part in this, some people felt less important, slightly less relevant in the matter. And for that, I'm sorry that you've allowed yourselves to feel that way. I truly am. Now, it does not change the fact that my timeline is clear. And I will go a step further here, because I happen to know, I know the operations, the stylistic performances of Bozo and Looney. Here's what I want you to do. If you feel that I've made an error here in these receipts, anywhere, if you feel that you have receipts, show them. Take your time, put your files together, and do it right, in a clear, distinguishable fashion. No back talk, no side talk. Show us the receipts. Oh, and there is one more thing. While I'm sitting here with my filing cabinet open and going through all of my files, pulling my receipts, Looney reminded me of something that happened some time ago regarding as she puts it, a high-end bag, ladies and gentlemen, worth hundreds of dollars that I could have sold or given away to perhaps a women's shelter or someone in need. Well, 2 things wrong with that. I'm not one to sell and peddle bags online or offer high-end bags to homeless people in women's shelters. I would just think that there would be other things that they could use more so. Having said that, I'm quite sure Looney is a connoisseur of finer things in life. After all, I'm sure she said she had a Birkin bag. A Birkin bag. So here's some receipts for you right here regarding this high-end bag worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Let us see. I think I was pretty fair across the board. So, if she says this $100 bag is high-end, by then all means, let's not burst her bubble. Let's not. Let's let her have that one. We all have to learn what battles to pick in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, should you in the future require or desire any further receipts, well, you know that I have them. Till next time, loves, hugs, kisses. Bye-bye.
I want to see the receipts from the drug dealer that I bought $730,000 worth of drugs from. I want to see receipts.